Okay, so that's how you get the ideal cycle time. Okay, reciprocal of production rate, and then hours converted into minutes, multiplied with 60. 1 hour is 60 minutes. In hour is in the numerator, so that gets multiplied with 0.02. Therefore we have 1.2 minutes as the cycle time. Okay, so now you see with the station breakdown frequency p is equals to 0.005. That is what is given in the question, right? The frequency of line stops is f is equals to n into p. We have seen this. Let me show you that again. You can even refer that PDF that I sent in the WhatsApp group, right? I told you here, to calculate the expected frequency of line stops per cycle, you have to consider all of the number of stations that you have, right? If there are 10 stations, then 10 multiplied by the probability. If we are considering all probabilities of breakdowns to be equal, then we have n into p. Okay, that's what we will consider in all of the problems for simplicity. So from here you get the f, n into p. Okay, n represent the number of workstations you have. That's your 20 station transfer line, so n becomes 20, right? So 20 into the probability, n into p, gives you f. That's 0.1 breakdowns per cycle. Just to give you a real sense of what that means, if it is 0.1, you reverse this. How much does it come out to be? 1 by 0.1, right? And that is basically this is 1 by 10, so it goes in the numerator 10, right? 1 by 0.1 is 10. That means for every 10 cycles you are having one breakdown. Okay, that's what it means, because this is quite what do you call, not so sensible unit, right? Breakdowns per cycle. Okay, so that's why if you reciprocate this, you'll get it 10, and that is your cycles per breakdown. For every 10 cycles you are having a breakdown, okay, because of any other reason. Is this clear? F, how we have got f, n into p, and the meaning of it, zero point 0.1 breakdowns per cycle. So given an average downtime of 8 minutes, that is given in the question. TD is given in the question, right, as 8 minutes. The average production time per piece, PP is TC plus FTD, right? From what formula? From this formula. Okay, equation 2. So TC, which is 1.2 already calculated, plus F we calculated, into TD was given in the question as 8 minutes. So that gives you the average production time, 2 minutes per piece. So you see how much is the difference. Ideal cycle time says you can have every piece within 1.2 minutes. But if you consider the downtimes also, right, malfunctions, etc., all of the other reasons, you have an average downtime, right? I'm sorry, average production time, right? Instead of 1.2 minutes, because of practical reasons, you are having it at for every 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes per piece. So that's what it means. Okay, TP, we have calculated the average production time per piece. Clear or doubts? Okay, the next thing is actual average production rate, because what was given to us was ideal production rate, 50 pieces per hour. We want to calculate average production rate. I'm sorry, actual average production rate. How do you do that? You take the average production time, and then you reciprocate it. 1 by TP will give you RP, right? From what formula? From this formula, right? So you reciprocate that time, you get the production rate, average production rate, actual average production rate, as 30 pieces per hour. So instead of having 50 pieces per hour, ideally, if you consider the downtimes also, you get it 30 pieces per hour, right? line efficiency is the ratio of ideal cycle time to actual average production time. From what formula? From this formula, TC by TP, right? TP, if you want to calculate, TC plus FTD. Okay, that's your line efficiency. So if you want to calculate the line efficiency, you divide your what do you call, ideal cycle time with your actual cycle time, actual production time. So TC by TP, and what is that? TC is here 1.2, TP is 2. 1.2 by 2 gives you what? 0.6. So that's 60%. So the efficiency of the line is 60%. Okay. Now finally, what we want to know is the cost. Cost per piece produced. We need the tooling cost per piece, which is computed as follows. So you see, for that formula, what we saw, to calculate the cost per piece, you have to know the raw material cost, the tooling cost, and this cost per minute to operate the line, and the TP, right? Average production time. So we have other terms, but we don't have tooling cost. What was given in the question was 20 tools, right? And multiplied by $2 per tool. It was also given that uh, average cost per tool is $2, right? We have 20 cutting tools, one tool per station. We have 20 stations, therefore 20 cutting tools, each tool costing $2. So you multiply 20 with 2, isn't it? That's how you get 20 multiplied by 2 for how many parts? 50 parts, right? Those tools are working for how many parts? 50 parts. So divided by 50. And that's how you get 0.8, $0.8 per piece. That's your tooling cost. Okay. And now you can calculate the unit cost based out of that formula. You can add the raw material cost, which is $3, right? Given in the question. Where is it? Here. The starting casting that is machine on the line cost $3 per part. That is basically your CM. Okay, cost of starting material. This plus C0 into TP plus CT. So C0 1.25, right? That was also given in the question. Oh, we calculated it, I guess. Just a minute. Okay. So you see, because hourly rate was given, where is it? Yes, the line operates at a cost of $75 per hour, right? This was given. So we want to have it in minutes because we are considering all of that in minutes, right? All the other units, if you see, we are resolving because we have to maintain consistency, isn't it? So to be able to maintain consistent units, we are taking all of that in minutes. Okay, time unit is in minutes. So $75 per hour is the cost, right, for the line to operate. So if you want to do it in minutes, how do you do? $75 per hour is there. So what we basically do is we take this 75, right? $75, right, per hour. So this hour is 60 minutes, right? So this hour is 60 minutes. So you see that is in the denominator, right? Okay, dollars per hour, it is the denominator. So denominator 1 hour is 60 minutes, right? So 75 divided by 60. So you do 75 by 60 and then you get the dollars, I mean the units as dollars per minute. Okay, I hope I'm clear. Okay, and this is what basically gives you 1.25, right? I believe that's what was written there, I don't remember. So that is how you calculate. Okay, so these are simple manipulations, right? Conversion of units. So that is how you got that 1.25. Okay, this 1.25 we got C0, right? If I show you the formula again, CPC is Cm plus C0 into TP plus CT. So this C0 was calculated to be 1.25 from the question. TP we already calculated. CT also we calculated, right? CT, right? We calculated here 0.8. So that's CT. And TP we also we calculated as 2, right? 2 minutes per piece. So that's how you get this cost per piece. Is this clear? Yes, because that's where your problem ends. They asked us to calculate the production rate, the line efficiency, and cost per unit piece produced on the line, right? Three things. Production rate we have calculated, right? Isn't it? Where is it? Here. 30 pieces per hour. Line efficiency we calculated 60%, and also the cost per piece. $6.3 per piece is the cost incurred to you, okay? Per piece. Yes, students, doubts? No. Yes. Any more doubts? You see, uh, I'm sorry, ideal production rate was given, right? 50 pieces per hour. So you see, because of downtime, how much did we got? 30 pieces per hour, right? Basically 20 pieces. So if we consider a downtime, 20 pieces are being produced less because of those downtimes, and those are unavoidable, right? We can minimize that, but we cannot eliminate them. They are part of the process. So that's, and because of that, the efficiency would also be affected, right? And how is it affected? You see, this TP, right, is based on the downtime and the frequency of downtimes that are happening. So because of this, the efficiency will get affected. So you have to reduce this denominator, isn't it? If we reduce the denominator, then the efficiency will increase. Ideal cycle times we know 1.2, okay. But if we can minimize the actual downtimes, okay, that is 2 minutes, then we can increase the efficiency, right? Decreasing the denominator will increase the efficiency. That's one way to see it. Other thing is your cost per piece. So basically this depends on your equipment cost, the tooling cost, right? Okay, so if there are no doubts, then we'll end the class. Okay. Let me take the attendance. Okay, then we'll end the class. Thank you.